The league was stunned. Sponsors panicked. Chicago Sky management reportedly called an emergency meeting to discuss damage control. One insider described the mood as chaotic and betrayed. Behind the scenes, WNBA executives were torn. On one hand, Angel's star power was undeniable. She brought eyeballs, controversy, and engagement. But on the other hand, her growing independence made her unpredictable. The league had never faced a player quite like her. By the end of that week, one thing became crystal clear. This wasn't just a career pivot, it was a rebellion. Angel Reese was breaking free from the system. That made her famous, and the world was watching to see what she'd destroy on her way out. The fallout from Angel Reese's shocking pivot was instant and absolutely nuclear. Overnight, the entire sports world split into two furious camps. On one side were fans who saw Angel as a trailblazer, a woman daring to break out of the suffocating mold the WNBA had placed her in. On the other were critics who labeled her a quitter, an attention addict, and a distraction who had finally exposed her true priorities. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok became battlegrounds. Hashtags like #BasketballBarbie and #OnlyFans restarted trending within hours. Memes flooded social media, some mocking her with side-by-side edits of her game highlights and modeling shoots, others defending her as the future of modern athletes. One viral tweet read, "Angel Reese doesn't owe the WNBA anything. She gave them ratings, headlines, and personality, and now she's cashing in. That's business." Another fired back, "You can't call yourself a competitor and then chase fashion deals over free throws. She's all style, no substance." Sports analysts couldn't look away either. Shannon Sharpe blasted the league, saying, "They marketed Angel like she was the next big thing, and now they're mad she's actually big. You can't build her brand and then complain when she owns it." Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith doubled down on his criticism. "I'm not knocking her hustle, but you don't compare yourself to Michael Jordan and then turn around and say basketball isn't your passion. That's not greatness. That's confusion." Even fellow players began taking sides. Caitlin Clark stayed neutral but subtly shaded Reese during an interview, saying, "I just focus on basketball. That's what I love." Fans immediately read between the lines, igniting another round of social media wars. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson publicly defended Angel, tweeting, "Y'all love to build women up just to tear them down when they start thinking bigger." That tweet got over 500,000 likes in less than 24 hours. But the most surprising reactions came from inside the entertainment industry. Multiple modeling agencies and production houses began following Angel on Instagram, sending her DMs and public support. Vogue's official page even commented on one of her recent posts with 3 flame emojis, a subtle but powerful endorsement that didn't go unnoticed. Within days, her follower count jumped by nearly 1 million. Still, the WNBA's silence spoke volumes. The league issued no official statement, but sources claimed that internal discussions had grown tense and divided. One anonymous executive reportedly said, "Angel Reese is too big to punish but too volatile to trust." Fans kept debating. Was Angel Reese reinventing the image of the modern athlete, or was she abandoning the sport that gave her a platform? By week's end, the narrative had spiraled beyond control. Angel Reese wasn't just a basketball player anymore. She was a symbol of rebellion, fame, and female independence. And as public outrage clashed with admiration, one truth became undeniable. Whatever Angel did next would define not just her career, but the future of women's basketball itself. Angel Reese has always done things her own way, and whether you love her or hate her, one thing's for sure: she's not backing down. The WNBA might try to move on, but Angel's name is stamped all over every conversation, every headline, and every debate about what athletes should or shouldn't be allowed to do. Her next move could either change women's basketball forever, or end her career entirely. So what happens now? Does Angel double down and prove she doesn't need the WNBA to stay on top? Or will the league realize it can't survive without the star power she brings? One thing's certain: the spotlight isn't going anywhere. If you've been following Angel Reese's rise, her controversies, and her unshakable confidence, you already know this story isn't over. The question is, are you ready for what comes next? Stay tuned, because when the next headline drops, we'll be right here breaking it down. The drama, the leaks, and every hidden detail behind the chaos. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and don't miss the next twist in the Angel Reese saga, because the storm she's creating is just getting started. The internet lost its mind. Sports pages, gossip blogs, and entertainment insiders all began digging deeper. One anonymous executive told The Shade Room, Angel Reese is being positioned as the next crossover star. Think Rihanna meets Serena Williams, bold, controversial, and unstoppable. The WNBA, however, wasn't impressed. Reports emerged that league officials had warned players to avoid publicly supporting Angel's statements until further notice. A few athletes quietly liked her posts, but many stayed silent, fearing backlash or professional consequences. Behind the scenes, Angel's camp allegedly received a warning from the league about breach of conduct if she continued disparaging the WNBA's image. But Angel doubled down again, just days after the leak. She posted a cryptic tweet that sent fans into overdrive. "They don't want you to realize your power until it's too late." That single line became a rallying cry. Supporters began tagging her as a revolutionary, claiming she was exposing how female athletes are boxed in, expected to play, smile, and stay silent. Her critics, meanwhile, accused her of exploiting controversy for attention. Then, another twist. Her teammate, rumored to be one of the few who had stood by her, unfollowed Angel on social media after liking a post that read, "Some people love the fame more than the game." Fans noticed immediately, and by the next morning, #TeamDivide was trending across Twitter. Sports commentators began speculating that Angel's days in Chicago were numbered. Anonymous insiders claimed that trade discussions had restarted, but no team was willing to take the risk of inheriting her media circus. Still, Angel remained unbothered. She began teasing photo shoots and hinting at major brand announcements. 4. Every headline calling her out of control. Another appeared, labeling her the future of athlete empowerment. The escalation was clear. This was no longer about basketball, this was about rebellion, branding, and identity. And as one journalist put it bluntly on a live segment, if Angel Reese really walks away from the WNBA, it won't just shake the league. It'll expose everything wrong with it, and just when everyone thought it couldn't get messier. One more shocking reveal was waiting to drop. The fallout from Angel Reese's shocking statements spread faster than wildfire. Within hours, every major sports and entertainment platform had weighed in, and none of them were holding back. On ESPN, one commentator bluntly said, "Angel Reese isn't thinking like an athlete anymore. She's thinking like an That's the death of competitive focus." Meanwhile, on social media, her fans fought tooth and nail to defend her, insisting that the league had never truly valued her beyond the viral moments she created. One fan tweeted, "Angel brought ratings, views, and headlines. The WNBA used her name every time they needed buzz. Now they're acting brand new." Others weren't as sympathetic. Former players began chiming in, calling her attitude a warning sign for younger athletes. A retired veteran posted, "When you let fame become your fuel, the game will humble you." The comment got over 100,000 likes in a single night. Then came the media avalanche. Bleacher Report, The Athletic, and Yahoo Sports ran deep dive features about how Angel's off-court distractions might be hurting her career trajectory. One anonymous coach told reporters, "No team wants to deal with that level of drama. You're not just signing a player, you're signing a headline machine." Inside the WNBA offices, tension was reportedly reaching its breaking point. League sources claimed that executives had already discussed reputational management measures. To distance the brand from Angel's growing controversy, sponsors began quietly evaluating their partnerships. A few companies, including one major sports apparel brand, allegedly paused promotional plans featuring Angel until further clarity emerged. But the public was divided in ways no one expected. Younger fans saw Angel as a trailblazer, someone unafraid to break from the league's corporate mold. Her supporters began flooding comment sections with messages like, they called her arrogant when she demanded respect. They called her selfish when she demanded freedom. Meanwhile, traditional sports pundits continued their attacks. One viral panel discussion on Fox Sports saw a heated exchange between two analysts. "She's walking away from her potential," one argued. The other shot back, "Or maybe she's walking toward her purpose." Not everyone wants to play by the league's rules forever. Even celebrities began weighing in. Rapper Lil Durk commented under one of Angel's posts, "Do what makes you happy. Don't let them box you in." On the flip side, WNBA veteran Candace Parker was rumored to have privately expressed disappointment over how the situation had unfolded. And then came the moment that truly split the internet. Angel appeared courtside at a Chicago Bulls game, dressed in high fashion, laughing with Hollywood executives. Cameras caught every angle. Within minutes, the images went viral under the caption, "She's not thinking about basketball anymore." That night, ESPN ran a breaking segment titled, Has Angel Reese played her final WNBA game? The reactions were loud, emotional, and polarizing, but one thing was certain. Angel Reese had once again taken control of the conversation. Whether she was a fallen star or a media genius, everyone was watching and waiting for her next move. The tension surrounding Angel Reese didn't just stay in the headlines, it exploded into a full-blown media firestorm that shook the WNBA to its core. What started as casual remarks about wanting to pursue something beyond basketball turned into the most explosive storyline of the season. Suddenly, Angel wasn't just a player contemplating her future. She was the lightning rod for everything wrong and everything real about women's sports in America. The real escalation began when a leaked video surfaced on X, formerly Twitter. In the clip, filmed during a behind-the-scenes media day, Angel was heard saying, "I love basketball, but this isn't my forever. I've got bigger dreams. Modeling, acting, fashion, that's where my heart is." The clip spread like wildfire, racking up over 12 million views in less than 24 hours. Sports bloggers and YouTubers immediately jumped on it, calling it the end of Angel Reese's WNBA era. But the shocking reveal came not from the video, it came from what happened next. A league insider leaked internal emails between Chicago Sky executives discussing Angel's commitment level. One particular line sent shockwaves across the internet. "If her priorities have shifted, we need to start preparing for life after Angel." The leak suggested that the Sky were quietly exploring trade options, or worse, considering cutting ties altogether. Fans couldn't believe it. This was the same Angel Reese who had single-handedly made Chicago a media darling, who'd boosted their attendance and merchandise sales, who'd turned every post-game into a viral moment, and now, the team she helped put back on the map was plotting her exit behind closed doors. Things spiraled even further when Angel took to social media to address the rumors, or rather, to stoke them. In a cryptic post, she wrote, "Sometimes your purpose grows beyond your environment. I'll always love the game, but the game don't always love you back." The post went viral instantly, sparking chaos among fans and analysts alike. By the next morning, ESPN had devoted an entire segment to what they called the Reese dilemma. Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back. "I've seen stars lose focus before," he said passionately, "but Angel Reese, she's walking away from the spotlight that she created. If she leaves basketball, she's not a pioneer, she's proof that hype can't replace heart." Within hours, his comments had become a trending topic. Hashtags like #Reese quitting, #AngelOut, and #Barbie before basketball dominated social media. Angel's fanbase, however, refused to stay silent. They rallied under a different tag, #FreeReese, arguing that she was being unfairly targeted for doing exactly what male athletes had done for decades, using their platform to chase new opportunities. But the most jaw-dropping moment came later that week when a source close to Reese leaked a shocking piece of information. She had been in secret talks with a major Hollywood production company. Reports claimed she was being courted for a lead role in a sports drama series loosely inspired by her own life. If true, it meant Angel wasn't just flirting with a career outside basketball. She was already preparing to make the leap. It finally happened. Angel Reese just said the quiet part out loud. After months of locker room tension, endless criticism, and media pressure, the Chicago Sky star has dropped a bombshell that's shaking the entire WNBA. In a shocking interview clip that's now going viral across social media, Angel Reese revealed exactly what she'd rather be doing instead of playing professional basketball. And let's just say, it's not what anyone expected. Fans who once defended her are now speechless. Some are calling it the end of her WNBA career, while others believe she's finally freeing herself from a league that never respected her in the first place. Reports say even people inside the Sky organization were blindsided by her comments, with one insider claiming, "This isn't about basketball anymore, Angel's got bigger plans." So, what did Angel Reese really mean? Is she walking away from the WNBA to chase fame, modeling deals, or something even more controversial? Tonight, we're breaking down the full story from the moment the video dropped to the shocking fallout inside Chicago's locker room. This isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about legacy, rebellion, and a star who's rewriting her future in real time. To understand how Angel Reese got to this point, you have to rewind the story, way back to when her rise seemed unstoppable. Angel was the face of college basketball, a firebrand who turned every game into a statement. Her fierce competitiveness, unapologetic confidence, and willingness to embrace controversy made her both loved and hated. When she called herself the Bayou Barbie, It wasn't just a nickname, it was branding genius. She was building a name, a movement, a cultural moment. But the transition from college superstar to WNBA professional was never going to be easy. The league didn't know how to handle her larger-than-life personality. In the NCAA, her confidence was entertainment. In the WNBA, it suddenly became disrespect. Her social media following exploded, sponsorship deals came rolling in, and she started getting attention that outshined veteran players. That's when the whispers began. She's more influencer than athlete. She's not focused on basketball. She's chasing fame. Inside the Chicago Sky, tension slowly brewed. Coaches reportedly questioned her commitment. Teammates grew tired of her constant spotlight. And management began to fear that Angel's brand might be too big for their locker room. Yet, no one could deny that she brought eyes, cameras, and energy the WNBA desperately needed. Every time she spoke, it trended. Every time she played, stadiums filled. But the pressure was immense. Critics from sports media to anonymous league sources labeled her immature and divisive. When she missed practices or clashed with coaching decisions, stories leaked within hours. Even commentators who once praised her energy began to turn. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Jason Whitlock, they all had something to say. And each time her name was mentioned, her confidence seemed to harden. Behind the scenes though, Angel was changing. She began investing more time in fashion appearances, photo shoots, and brand campaigns. Her Instagram evolved from basketball highlights to red carpet moments and lifestyle posts. Rumors swirled that she was exploring a modeling agency deal, and her publicist was reportedly fielding inquiries from entertainment companies. Sources close to Angel said she started questioning whether basketball was still her true passion. She loves the spotlight, one insider revealed, but she's starting to see that she doesn't need the WNBA to have it. So when Angel finally hinted that she might prefer another path over staying in the league, it wasn't out of nowhere, it was the culmination of months of frustration, identity struggles, and outside opportunities pulling her in new directions. The WNBA wanted her to fit a mold: quiet, disciplined, grateful, but Angel Reese was never going to play by their rules. Her decision to publicly say what she really wanted shocked fans. But for those who followed her journey closely, it felt inevitable. The league tried to box her in, the media tried to humble her, and the critics tried to define her, but Angel Reese, as always, had the last word. The real question now is, did she just end her WNBA career with that one statement? Or did she just start something far bigger than basketball? Because if Angel truly walks away, the league may lose more than a player, it may lose its biggest cultural phenomenon. The moment Angel Reese's statement hit the airwaves, it sent shockwaves through the sports world. During a recent interview, when asked about her future in basketball, Angel didn't hesitate. She smiled, paused, and said something no one expected. "I love basketball, but I don't see myself doing this forever. There's so much more I want to do. Fashion, entertainment, modeling, maybe even acting." Basketball opened the door. But it's not the whole story. That one quote exploded online within minutes. Headlines screamed, "Angel Reese, ready to quit the WNBA," and Reese chooses fame over the game. Fans flooded Twitter, arguing whether she had just admitted she was done with basketball altogether. But what really poured gasoline on the fire was the timing. The Chicago Sky had just wrapped up a rocky season, filled with reports of locker room drama and a fractured relationship between Angel and her coaching staff. Insiders claimed her comments weren't just spontaneous, they were strategic. One source close to the team leaked that Angel had grown increasingly frustrated with how she was being treated. She felt disrespected, underutilized, and misunderstood. She doesn't want to keep giving her energy to an organization that doesn't value her, the source revealed. She's ready to bet on herself again. Within hours, the league office was reportedly in panic mode. The WNBA has been trying to expand its audience, and Angel was one of their biggest draws. Losing her, or worse, having her publicly turn her back on the league, would be a major blow to the brand. Behind closed doors, PR teams scrambled to control the narrative, pushing out statements about supporting Angel's journey and encouraging players to explore multiple passions. But the damage was done. The real twist came when fans noticed Angel had quietly started following several major Hollywood figures, stylists, casting directors, and entertainment executives. A viral post claimed she had been offered a major modeling deal with a global fashion house. Another rumor suggested she had a Netflix series in development about her life as a young woman balancing fame, beauty, and sports pressure. Suddenly, it looked less like an emotional outburst and more like a calculated move toward reinvention. But not everyone was celebrating. Former WNBA players began calling her out. "You can't disrespect the game like that," one retired star said. "The league gave you a platform. Don't throw it away because the cameras stopped flashing." ESPN analysts debated her comments all day, with some defending her right to pursue new dreams and others labeling her ungrateful and attention-hungry. Meanwhile, inside the Sky's locker room, the mood reportedly turned icy. Some teammates unfollowed her on social media, and others refused to speak on the situation at all. One insider leaked that the coaching staff was done trying to manage her attitude. The team was already evaluating trade options before her comments. Now, that decision looked inevitable. The first twist wasn't just what Angel said, it was what it revealed. This wasn't about a young athlete losing focus. It was about a generational divide. Angel represented a new breed of athlete, unapologetically ambitious, unafraid of criticism, and unwilling to sacrifice fame for loyalty to a league that she felt didn't appreciate her full value. As social media erupted, one question echoed everywhere. Had Angel Reese just burned her bridge with the WNBA, or built a brand new empire on top of it? As the story spiraled out of control, Angel Reese found herself at the center of a storm unlike anything she had faced before. What started as a passing comment about doing more than basketball had now evolved into a full-blown media war. Every outlet from ESPN to TMZ was running headlines about Angel's retirement hints, brand shift, and disrespect toward the WNBA, but this time, Angel wasn't backing down. Late one night, Angel took to Instagram Live, her face calm but her tone sharp. "I'm tired of people telling me what I can and can't do," she said. "I've worked hard to build my name. I've inspired girls. I've changed conversations. And I've earned the right to do whatever I want with my platform. If that makes people mad, so be it." That clip went viral instantly. Within minutes, hashtags like #AngelReeseQuits, #BasketballBarbie, and #RespectAngel were trending. Fans were split right down the middle. Some praised her for being fearless, for standing up against a system that, in their words, used her for ratings but never gave her respect. Others accused her of arrogance, calling her Hollywood Reese, claiming she had lost touch with what made her famous in the first place. Then came the real bombshell. A leaked document surfaced online, showing an alleged negotiation between Angel's representatives and a major entertainment agency in Los Angeles. The document included details about a reality TV project, tentatively titled Beyond the Paint, that would follow Angel as she transitions from professional basketball to life as a celebrity. The contract mentioned a potential six-figure payout for the first season alone.